Alright everyone, so we have completed creating our first actions and reducer. Now let's create the first saga. So for that we have already created this saga file, and now to create a saga there is certain things that you have to know. The first thing is that in this individual file there should be a root saga that will combine all sub sagas, and then you have to create all your individual sagas. Alright, so these two rule that you have to remember. So let's see how basically we can create that. So first I will create here one simple saga. So this will be a function, and also you have to give this star because this is a generator function, and then after that you have to give the name. So for example, I'll just give here get post, sorry, this will be get notes saga, and now here I'll just log something very simple. So for example, getting notes saga here, that's it. Now this is basically one simple saga that you have created. Now what you have to do, now there can be multiple sagas, so one we have created, now you can have 10 sagas here. So what you have to do, basically you have to combine all the sagas into one. So for that you have to create one watcher basically. So that is basically known as the watcher saga that will combine all the sagas that you have created. And now how you can create that, this will be obviously export default, and then this will be another this will be default, and this will be another generator function, and this is our add notes saga. That's it. So this is basically the watcher saga that we have created. Now here what you have to do, and this is very important, you have to take the yield keyword that we have already discussed, and now there are certain properties or parameters that you can import from the Redux saga. So I'll just discuss some of the things. So the first one is that put. So this basically used to put value into your action, and then this will dispatch the value to action to reducer. So this is one method that you can import from particular Redux saga. Next we have call. So this is another method. So this is usually used to calling any API. Alright, and the third one is that take every and take latest. So these four are basically we generally use, and then there is another one like select, and if you want to know about all of that, you just go to the official documentation of Redux Saga and you'll get all the details. But for now we should know these four, basically take latest, take every, call, and put. Now here basically what you have to do, we will take this take every method, and the first thing is that you have to import that. So from here I'll just import, so this will be take every, and this will be from Redux Saga. Alright, so now you have to take this take every method, and now what basically this take every will do, as the name suggests, whenever every time you will just dispatch any action, it will just take every, means every time it will take that particular value and then it will run this particular saga. So then how basically you can run that, so you have to give some particular identifier, and based on that it will run that particular saga. So the first thing that you have to pass, and that is the saga name that we have created, and what it will come here, basically this basically the action type you have created for this particular saga. So if I just go to the actions, you'll see that we have this get notes value, this is the action name, and this is the type we have created, and based on this type actually we are using the same in this reducer, and it will do certain functionality and it will return the updated state. Now this key, or basically the type, you have to use in this saga also. Now what this will do, if you understand this one very carefully, that what we are doing, we are just importing this particular action type. Now this action type is basically denote to this particular action, and this action type is also related to this particular action. So what we have learned so far is that based on this action type, these all three files are interconnected with each other, and in this saga file what we are doing, we are taking every time this particular action, whenever we will be clicking on this particular button or any other functionality, and based on that it will trigger this particular yield keyword with this take every method, and this take every method is basically running this particular Saga. That's it. So this is the whole process. So I'll again explain. So from this component we are first dispatching this one to action. So it is going to our action, and based on this action we are passing this type to our Saga, and it is checking, okay, so we are getting this particular type, so we have to run this particular Saga. So it will run this particular Saga, it will do certain functionality inside of this, and again it will go back to actions. We will get the updated value, and then based on that it will just trigger this particular reducer, and we will be getting our updated state, and that updated state again we have to render in our component. So this is like a cycle. So I think that we have already discussed. So this is all about this particular how you can create Saga, and another thing is that we have to also import this particular thing from action types. That's it. So now in the next video I think we have already created Saga reducer. What we will be doing, so let's do one thing, let's create the folder here. So here inside this store we want to create our global store. All right, and in this global store we will be having three files. Basically the first one will be our root reducer, the second one will be our root Saga, and the third one will be our actual store. That's it. All right, so now let's create these three files in the next video.